Hello there, we're going live and direct on day 2 of the Ultimate Raw Vegan Bundle. Today I'm really stoked to bring on Wendy. We're gonna go into setting up your life for unlimited energy. It's gonna be awesome. She's one of the contributors to the Ultimate Raw Vegan Bundle. Day 2 of 11 is gonna be gone after that, I tell you, and this is a once a year opportunity to get over 40 creators together, putting out their absolute best stuff between their own brand new, never before released ebooks, e-courses, and more. It's a heck of a deal, over $1,800 worth of stuff for just $50. It's available now in my link as well as in Healthy by Wendy's link. She'll be joining us really shortly. Hopefully I'll just go check for her. You know, having unlimited energy, having a high energy lifestyle is about a bunch more than just raw food. I got a little bit of a lunch here that actually is one of Wendy's recipes from her online course. And I'm gonna stretch this chew up because I don't want to be rude. Oh, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome everyone who's joining us here. Hello, hello. We're just gonna get Wendy in here and we're gonna rock it together. It's lots of fun talking with Wendy every time because she's really well versed in alternative healing and natural medicine and herbs and all that fun stuff, as well as the raw food lifestyle, having lived on it for a long while. There we go. I see Wendy. Let's bring her in. Hair is messy. Sugar Daddy in the house. Oh, day 4 of Juice Feast. Congratulations, Serena. Hey, Wendy!
Hey, it's working.
Hey, how you doing?
Good to see you, Chris.
Good to see
how
you.
are you?
Too. I'm doing pretty darn good, I gotta say.
Nice, nice.
Been a little bit of a hustle this morning. I am actually just finishing off one of your recipes. Made a reel for it, which will be going on later. It's really delicious, I gotta say. And I actually just finished off making another recipe that's gonna be for dinner. There's gonna be another reel, so that's why I was a little late. I really appreciate your flexibility.
It's fine. It's fine. We have to be flexible all the day with lives. If you have a kid running around that is all of a sudden on holiday,
yeah,
I get you.
I gotta say that is I'm sure next level, because I just have a little kitty here, and she's been running around, and it was kind of funny because I was filming a reel, and she kept on running into the kitchen with a spring in her mouth because she wants to play fetch. But that's like really tame compared to probably a high energy kid running around wanting some help and attention and connection.
You've met him, huh?
Yeah, yes, I have. Absolutely have. So what do you got going on today?
Well, I'm speaking with you right now. I spoke with Debbie Sachika. So I have to learn her name because she's from Japan. We spoke really early.
Sachiko. Yeah, Sachi.
Sachiko.
Yeah, she's such a sweetheart.
Wow. Her book about self-love is amazing. Like
she's been through it.
Yeah.
The ups and downs of self-love and the ramifications and learning and growing through it. She poured her heart and soul out into her book that's in the bundle as well. And I'm going to be talking with her later too. She's definitely a sweetheart. Yeah,
totally. We can learn from somebody who's been through it. So that's real wonderful. And then let's see who I love talking with 2 more people today.
Yeah.
Yes, with Emma.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're meeting for the first time actually. So I'm really interested about meeting her online for the first time. And I'll be driving to Barcelona to pick up that soulmate buddy of mine that's been coming back after 5 months, spending some time on ocean, island.
Wow.
French Polynesia Island, somewhere exactly on the other side of the planet.
Just cruising around, free spirit, nomad style, but now coming back into your life.
Exactly. Well, actually, we're trying to be not together, so we thought that 12,000 kilometers should do it.
Yeah. Well, if you get that far apart and you get pulled back together, well, you're going to have a fun time.
Well, I'm going to have a really great time going to Barcelona, and there is this really nice Asian store, and I'm getting some jackfruit and some durian.
Ooh.
Maybe some other things. I need pandan leaves for the recipe of yin.
Oh, yes.
So,
she's got some fun recipes too, hey? And Barcelona is so amazing, so amazing. How do you have the energy to do all this stuff?
yeah, I don't know. I don't know where I find this energy. I think I slept, well, we were speaking, right? At like 1:30. I think I slept from 2-ish to 6:30 today. So it must be the raw food.
Mm-hmm.
So what's going on with
Absolutely.
you?
You know, just busy out here in Sweden, living it up and enjoying myself. I got you know, a lot on the go right now, of course, with the bundle. But after that, it's a little bit mellower. And I'll be a part of a summit with Dr. Rick and Karen Dina after this, and some other fun stuff. But mostly just cruising around, skateboarding, you know, putting out this raw food stuff, and behind the scenes on the bundle. It's been really busy. Definitely been a lot of late nights here.
I understand that. I understand that. I thought, oh, just record 7 videos. It's not so much time. And then like, yeah, after you record them, you know, you need at least 2 days per video to edit them into something decent. I didn't expect that.
Editing takes so much more. When I created my first course, it was like, whoo, yeah. And but it's a lot of fun, and it's so dang rewarding, and that's why we're all coming together, right? To share the stuff that has lifted us up and helped us out so much, and hoping that it can spread that vibe. And speaking about that vibe, I do want to quickly mention that you know, that Wendy's resource in here, the online course, it's 7 simple steps to unlimited energy. And we're going to be going into a little bit of that, setting up your life for unlimited energy. And both of us are in the bundle, of course, with over 40 other people. We have the collector's edition book that is only sold in there, the appetizer favorites, which you have a recipe in as well, and is really delicious. You can't buy outside the bundle, and you'll be able to get it in Wendy's link in her bio or mine if you like. And without further ado, let's just dive into this topic. We've got 14 people in here. Thanks everyone for joining us live, and if you're watching this after, I hope you enjoy it as well. But when we're talking about setting up your lifestyle for unlimited energy, being a raw vegan bundle, obviously a lot of people are going to think raw foods. You know, they're going to think, well, yeah, raw foods, right? I mean, and even within raw foods, there's lots of different ways of doing it. But I know when we talked before, you mentioned that, you know, there are recipes. I mean, heck, I just enjoyed one of the recipes from your course here right now. You even said that, you know, recipes aren't really a huge part of that, right? So
exactly, they're just a little. You saw it. It's like a free page, 3 pages with recipes, and the rest of the 80 pages are about something else.
Oh wow! So I don't want to, of course, try and pillage the entire course right here during a live. So what would be a key aspect of unlimited energy and creating unlimited energy in your lifestyle that we can share some little crispy gems here with everyone? Maybe either crispy gems or some sweet and juicy gems, whichever you prefer.
Let's try to squeeze it into this beautiful jam we have going on, all right?
Perfect. I love it. Yeah, I love it.
Well, of course, I try to make everything simple, and the 7 steps are, there are things that once you've mastered to do it, so once you've been through the video and you've done the exercise, then it takes maybe some take 30 seconds to implement in a day. Ooh. Or maybe 1 minute.
I like that. I have 30 seconds. I even have 1 minute some days.
Yeah. So I was focusing on how, with anybody with a busy lifestyle that wants to change from whatever they're doing in their lifestyle to something a little bit more healthy, where they actually can get more energy. And the key here is, you know, energy is everywhere. Yeah. It never left. We are energy. Exactly. You just have to, you have to grab it. But a lot of people that are watching, they know that they should do, but how to do it. Yeah.
Yeah. How to do and how to get themselves to do it sometimes.
And exactly. So when I first started making those steps, I just quickly wrote it down in Dutch. 2018, long time ago, I made like this tiny challenge with the 5 steps. And quickly when people entered, it was a free challenge. Quickly when people entered, I realized I forgot the most important thing ever. And for me, it came so naturally that I had to see all these other people like fail to add like the most important thing ever.
And this was just something that was so natural to you that you didn't even think about it. You just thought that would be common knowledge and other people would be applying it, or it just kind of slipped?
I didn't even think that people would apply it because it was so integrated in me. It was so normal for me. And what I assumed was if you are in pain, like I was when I, you know, when I was in 2013, you want to change.
Yeah. Yeah.
And a lot of people say they want to change, but they don't really want to change.
they're gripping on, as hard as they can. You know, I love that story of people, you know, there's that story of, you know, somebody's having a hard time. They really want to get to the next level, but they're holding this big rock, this giant rock that is just holding them down. And it's like, all you got to do is let go of that rock. And they're like, but I love my rock. You know, they just don't want to let it go, and they'll sink to the bottom of the ocean with that rock rather than let it go and float back up.
Yeah. And I realized that people also say, but I tried that. Yeah, but you tried it, but you're still walking around with the rock, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so the first most important thing is that you have to really want it. And really wanting it is something that comes from your heart. And it comes with courage and perseverance, and it requires you to step out of the fear and into confidence.
Yes.
And those qualities that I just named are not normal for everybody to just, you know, take and do.
Yeah.
So, and the beautiful thing is that for people that it's not normal to do it, they usually have the challenges in their life in order for them to experience creating more of those qualities. Actually, the challenge is like a gift for them to finally get the courage, for example. And as a holistic therapist, I love, like, I'm just smiling right here now. I just love seeing that. I see specific people in my memory right now where they've gone through where they've gone through the process, and this process is not something complicated. That's why it's 7 simple steps, because the process is simple, but you have to be, you know, you have to know what to do, when to do it, how to do it, and that's what my course is for.
Awesome. That's so great. And I mean, it makes so much sense to, you know, oftentimes we would wish that life was super simple and we're just chilling in a hot tub, you know, like sipping on Mai Tais that of course are alcohol free and just made of fresh fruits and vegetables, you know, maybe a little overripe. But it is through those challenges, right? It's through that contrast. It's through actually seeing what you don't want, that you know what you do want. And so many people get so laid out by their challenges and just decide like, well, I give up then. I'll just, you know, pile on this extra, whatever it might be, onto themselves, you know, take it in and dim their light, right? But
totally. And I did that. I was there. I did that, and I didn't understand, and I was not self-reflecting as much.
Yeah.
I was more self-reflecting on the, you know, the cognitive part in my business, in my work. I was having a job at the time as well, and how to do all those active doing activities, and less reflecting on the feeling activities and the grounding, being in the now activities, because that's not really an activity, that's more a letting go process, a real feminine energy. And even though I'm a woman, I was really caught up in this game of career, the outside world, materialism, and so I really had to decide to step into that feminine energy and ground and reflect on my emotions, on my feelings, and how they related to the outside world. Then to really look at the outside world and see, oh, when that happens, I'm feeling fear. Or when that happens, I get a little stress, you know. It's just fear, you guys. It's just fear. Don't like you say, I'm so stressed. You're afraid something's going wrong. You're afraid you're too late. You're afraid people don't like you if you're late, right?
And that can often just be built up in our head so big that it's not even based in reality anymore, right? And I mean, you know, whether you're a guy or a woman, I mean, sometimes guys have a hard time feeling their emotions and going deep into it. You know, if someone's having a hard time really coming clear with what they want, you know, and the direction they want to go, and having a hard time accepting to feel, you know, what would be some good tips to quickly kind of snap into it and get a little bit more clarity and direction?
Well, first of all, it's not only men. Actually, I must say that the most clients I have, the men, are the most easy to work with than the women.
Very analytical, right?
By the time a guy has decided that they want to feel, they decided, and they don't come to you as a therapist. But because they are very cognitive, they already made that decision. You know, they thought about it a lot. They looked around, and then they decided. And the moment they decided, I can help them.
Boom. Yeah.
So for somebody to get into the right place is decide, like, where are you right now? You're standing in the middle of the street. What is the decision you are taking? Are you going left? You're going right? You know, it doesn't matter what you're doing. If you're in the alley of the supermarket, are you taking that left lane where all the snacks are, or are you going right to the fruit section? And wherever you are at that moment in your life, wherever you physically your body is, it's about taking that decision, and then how to get back to that feeling. That is what I teach you as well. We're going to do that, I think, it's step 4. Yes, step 4. And we're going to practice that in an easy place at your home. And let's call it meditation, let's call it mindfulness, let's call it attention or focus. Yeah, it's a practice of when you are in a good mood, in a good place, everything's fine in your life right now. That is the moment to practice and just feel your heart beating. Okay, I'll feel your heart beating. Maybe you can feel that stuff going in other places of your body, and feel your breath. Yeah.
Slowing down sounds like really slowing down and becoming aware of your body and your energy and what's moving through you.
And the moment you are practicing that at home, then you can feel if you have underlying stress, if you know, then thoughts would come, and you notice your body reacting to the thoughts. So some people are in the future, they're thinking about, oh, I have to pick up the kids, this happened. And some people are thinking about the past, oh, my mom said something negative. And the key here is to be in that moment where you are practicing at home. And if you practice that for the 7 days or the 7 steps, I think if you practice it for 7 weeks, after the 7 weeks, like every day for 7 weeks, and then after that you're on the street and there's gigantic disaster happening, and you know you don't feel good and you're all upset about the trauma, you want to, I don't know, eat crisps or something, or something like that. My son had a little stress today, so it's
little dates
Sundays.
It's
a bowl with cashews and dates.
It's a treat mix.
It's not the worst thing in the world, but
no.
Still suppressing, or not suppressing the emotion, but it's distracting you from that feeling, from that emotion. So when you've learned to sit with it at home and you know what's going on, you become more aware, and it's so much easier. It's like a computer program that you're installing, and you have to install a new program. That's always what I'll tell people. So you go at home, you install the new program, and you want this program to start running automatically without you consciously thinking about it. And then when something happens and you're outside and there's really a big disaster, because you're already, oh, I just have to start the program, and it starts running, and automatically you can react way more relaxed. You're aware of what's going on.
Absolutely. Yeah, it makes me think, and you said react, but it actually makes me really think, instead of reacting, consciously acting and moving into that space, like moving into heart space, moving into awareness of yourself, because anything can happen around us, but it's our action or conscious action or reaction from it, right? That spells all the difference.
That are the right words indeed. So a conscious action from your heart, instead of reacting to the situation. And so how, you want to know more about that?
Well, what I was going to ask is, so how, just in case people are wondering, how does that choice, that conscious choice, result in creating more energy in your life?
Okay, so whenever we have fear or little stress, we lose energy. We lose it. We're not really losing it, but we're reacting on a low vibe, actually. There's less light. And light, light gives life. Light is energy. More, if you have 10 lights on in your house, it costs you more electricity. So if you have more light, there's more electricity, there's more energy. If you just have one teeny tiny one, less. I don't know what it is with LEDs, but you see the comparison here.
Yeah.
Comparison here. So if it's a dark, the vibration is lower. The higher your vibration is, the more energy you experience. You feel, and that is in what we say, oh, I feel so energetic. I feel that I have more energy. Well, you don't have more, you always had it, but you were wasting it on thinking, on stressing. And so when you're thinking about the past, you're giving energy to the past.
Yeah.
When you're thinking about the future, you're giving energy to the future. Yeah. But when you think about the now and you stop thinking and you're just in the now, you just experience the soul energy that you are right now. And then you bring all your awareness and all your energy lines that were going to the past, the future, your mom, your kid, what's for dinner. You bring, you cut all those outside things off actually, and you bring all that energy back to you. And
just
that's
a ball of energy.
Energized.
Yeah.
So you were not less energized before, but you were just not experiencing unlimited energy. You were experiencing limited energy because you're like, I'm running out every time. I'm tired. I ran out of energy. You didn't run out. No. You got all these lines going on all over the place, and you
just squandering it, right? Just squandering it and unconsciously pushing it out and putting it out there and burying it into things that don't give back as much. Catch Cat 1 is saying, believe it or not, I've been working on consciously acting for over 10 years. And I mean, that's great. I mean, I think it's a lifelong journey, right? I think it's a lifelong journey.
I think so too. Otherwise we wouldn't be here anymore.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Watermelon Lime saying that sounds like the right course for me. Yeah, this is definitely an amazing addition to the bundle. And I think a lot of people really, really need it and need to hear this because, you know, this is a raw food bundle. And of course, everyone's talking about like high vibes and raw food. And it goes a long way, you know, but you can be on the healthiest raw food diet. But if you're squandering your energy and you're sending it into the future and worried about the past and you're sitting in stress, you're not going to thrive. You're not going to be high energy. You're not going to be exuding what other people want, making an impact in other people's lives around you, right? So
awesome. And also what this course is a little different from when I started thinking about this in 2018, or maybe a lot different. And that is that a lot of people that are trying out the raw food diet, they're trying out this diet.
Yeah.
They're not deciding that that's their new lifestyle or the new who you are. And the moment you're trying, you know, we all know Yoda, it's not working.
Yeah. There is no try, only do.
Exactly, there's only do. And so you do it and for a week and then you don't do it anymore.
Yeah.
And what the course is taking you through on this journey where you continuously learn how to choose to do.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's what it's all about, right? Like just being clear and actually making the choice and having that choice being stronger than that choice to not do, to sit around, right? It's people often say, you know, life is hard, choose your hard, right? And it's like, you know, the more clear you can be and the more really rooted in your experience you can be, the more clearly you can see that that choice that lifts you up is actually a heck of a lot easier. It's just scary to begin and it requires some letting go of your past self. And
yes, it requires letting go. And so it requires perseverance and stamina and courage in the masculine. And it requires acceptance and letting go in the feminine. And by doing both, you balance out the energies inside yourself and who you are. And that is a path of success. Because you are, if you're a man or a woman, doesn't matter. You have both energies and both qualities. And you can inzetten. You can use both, and if I say it correctly, like what's the word in English? You can use both and at the same time, and then they're working together, creating your end result. If you only do half of them, only the masculine ones or only the feminine ones, you know, you're only using half of the tools that you have to get to your goal. Absolutely. If you want to get that goal, you better use both.
Yeah, absolutely. Right? Absolutely. And I mean, everyone has their own balance, you know, whatever body we're in. And, you know, a lot of people, I think, miss the point that it is like the yin and yang, you know, one is a part of the other and always spinning and connected and they aren't really separate, just the awareness of them. Or the, oh wow, this is a furry cat. I'm getting super fluffed up here with
So
Snooter.
cool. I understand how that takes time.
Yeah.
I have 4 babies in here.
Oh.
Yeah, the mom didn't want them anymore. It was really, I had to, you know, bring them to the shelter place, but I was them for the whole day. I was like, oh, these are cute.
They're the cutest baby kittens. I don't know. Here, I gotta put a bit of attention on the Snoo. Look at her. She just curled up. She's such a good girl.
Oh.
So how much longer do you have your little baby kittens then? Speaking of bundles of energy and joy.
I'm sorry, I was reading the text just now.
Oh.
What did you say?
Oh, I was wondering how much longer are you gonna have those little kittens then? Just another day or so?
Oh, well, yeah, no, I was very happy to give them to the shelter people because I'm here in this apartment and I really didn't know what to do with.
Yeah.
I mean, like, okay, they need the mom and the mom milk, and I could see they were too young. And the lady that sort of found them over there in that green pasture, she doesn't even live here. But she took them in the house, and then after the mom didn't come back to give them milk anymore, which is kind of like, I think, logic, you know. So yeah, we bring them to the shelter, and yeah, one is still living. So too bad, but yeah, at least they were so sweet. I give them drink and stuff, but yeah. So
Saxon Art is sharing that her cat just passed. Really sorry,
oh.
Saxon Art. That's super tough. They're family. They're definitely family.
Yeah. I was so worried the whole time that one of them would die under my care, you know.
Yeah.
So, but
I once had a
we're
cat.
talking about cats.
I once, when I was living in Vancouver, actually right around the time that I got into raw food, early 2000s, I had a cat that was named Kit, and it was black. Called it Kit Kat. And my roommates would always let it out, and I kept on saying, don't let her out, don't let her out. And she came back one time pregnant, and then she had a whole bunch of kittens, and immediately they had fleas, and then the mom abandoned them, and they passed. Sad story, super sad story.
Yeah, that's real sad.
I'm sorry to bring that up right now. I'm sorry to bring that up. But getting back to high energy, because that is a little bit lower energy. You know, with your 7 day and 7 simple steps, is that kind of structured in that way, or can people kind of expand upon that? You kind of mentioned even 7 weeks. Like, how can people utilize your course to bring more energy into their lives?
Well, you can take 7 days. That's the minimum. Yeah, that's really the minimum. I discourage anybody wanting to do 2 steps in 1 day. That's because, yeah, you know that the brain, when it goes to sleep, it processes it. And this is Rudolf Steiner who did some research on that, and he made all the Steiner schools about that. And then in the morning you get this really fresh insight on what you've learned the day before, and the 7 steps utilize that. So I took my teacher training into this. Oh. I mean, I'm a teacher, not for nothing, right? So I recommend going through it in 7 days. And after that, I would suggest take 7 weeks, you know? Yep, practice the first step for 1 week and see if you can automatically remember the other things and try incorporating them already. But it's not a must. But that first step is then the must. And then you take the 2nd week and you add that 2nd thing to that week. And this way you're really wiring it in. Yeah. You're rewiring your brain. And you're setting up your aura for your success. And that's what I want to help people with this. This is really for people who are, trying, and now it's time for doing and staying there. And it's not focused on being a raw foodie in a certain way. It's not focused on doing a detox. That's not the focus. The focus is really about finding what is your ideal lifestyle. My raw vegan lifestyle is completely different from yours. Yeah. But we can still find each other on so many levels, right? And everybody's got their preference. I love chicory. Maybe somebody else doesn't like chicory.
Yeah, I like chicory.
So yeah. I mean, so everybody's got their preference. And
I like noni. A lot of people don't like noni.
Yeah, it's okay for me. But that's
bless
a
bless
special
our
one.
differences, right? I mean, obviously, I think everyone in the bundle has more similarities than differences, you know, but it's those differences that really create some uniqueness and also make it so that we don't run out of those other ingredients. You know, if we all just liked noni, maybe we wouldn't have enough, or just be noni forests all over.
Differences make us special and unique and interesting. And the way, well, maybe I'm starting to talk a little bit esoteric here, but I think that the way that the, you know, that the source or universe is trying to learn, or a soul group, is by having different people and then reflecting that what you believe on the other one who believes something else, and you're so different, but you're seeing yourself in the other one anyway.
Yeah.
And I love that sometimes, to see people who are very different from me and still find an aspect that is similar to mine in the difference that they are, that they are showing. And I'm going a little bit esoteric
Oh,
here.
that's good though. That's great stuff. That's definitely great stuff.
That's something that's really beautiful for me. So, and that in that way also, every person I speak with, every client is teaching me as well, because sometimes there are just things that were in my past and they've become normal, and I'm teaching them, and then I see it in someone again. They are all the way in the beginning, and I'm like, oh yeah, that is what it was like. I totally forgot that. Yeah. And I appreciate even more the journey I've been through, for example. And then I know, wow, this client is here to teach me more about appreciation of my own journey. Yeah. How wonderful is that? And then I'm so grateful for this client that is there, that, you know, and yeah, that's just a really beautiful experience.
Yeah, just it sounds also just like freeing up more energy through that process, right? And I think so often people see others doing something different and they're so rooted in the way they do things, making it right, that it creates a fight, it creates a blockade, it creates a division, and that in itself is sapping energy and sapping connection.
Yeah.
Whereas I think a more stand back view might be that everyone has, you know, their own journey and their own place and their own, you know, their own path, right? And we can share in our similarities and celebrate our differences, and that only frees up more energy.
Exactly. This fight that we're experiencing, we are keeping it up because we're judging the other one. And if one group starts to judge the other one, you're choosing to make an opposition. And you know, when you start to push somebody, they're gonna push back, and then you're gonna push back, and then you get this fight. Well, if somebody says, well, it's okay, and the other one's like, I got nothing to push against anymore because they're okay with what I'm doing. Oh, well, what am I doing with this judgment now? Maybe I'm gonna do something else. This is weird.
Yeah, exactly.
And martial arts have that in that. I know, like, martial artists fight for a lot of people, but they use that in their movements, so that they use like the force of the other one and just step
especially
back.
Aikido is perfect example of that, right? It's just a redirecting of energy and more of a yielding practice. So in my 7 steps there are all these aspects. We also have food, so we have the 7-day meal plan, and there's just a little bit about why fruit, why greens, why not kilos of nuts per day. I'm on that same page. I'm on that same page.
Yeah, well, wonderful.
Yeah. That's beautiful. And so right now, your book, as well as my sweet and savory stews from my Cravings Busters kind of thing, is available in the bundle, you know, but after the bundle, it'll be available on your website as well, but at regular price. Hey, so what is the regular price of your course?
So I have it 179 euros. Yeah.
So right now you can get your course and 39 other things, a part of the Ultimate Raw Vegan bundle, for just $50. It's pretty ridiculous. Only
11 days.
Only 11 days, just to kick it off, just to start and to share all of our new stuff with everyone.
Just give, and get a whole bunch of people, make a whole bunch of people very, very happy. And for you know, all the contributors in the bundle are selling, and everybody gets this as well.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think that in this way, I feel like I'm really contributing to the world. And I feel that, you know, it's just so valuable that I make it only one time, and then so many people can profit of it.
Yes.
But yeah, I have to put the value there that it is. So yeah, I have to put the value there. I mean, like, yes, you can make a 7-day meal plan, or you can make a gigantic course with a 7-day meal plan inside.
Yeah, with a little squished one in there.
But actually, I must be honest, I spent the same amount of energy and time on the meal plan as that I did with the rest of the course, because it comes way more natural for me to do my therapy thing. I mean, I've been doing this. I've been doing regression since 2003. That's 20 years this year. I was realizing it's like, oh my God.
Wow, that's awesome. Well, it's perfect that you put that out then, because it is obviously what you put a lot of time, energy, and life experience into yourself, you know, and that actually kind of makes me think about a question here. That came naturally to you, and the food plan maybe wasn't quite as natural. But if someone's doing your course and they say, you know, step 5 or step 3 is like incredibly challenging, you know, is it going to be more beneficial for them to just kind of glaze over it and focus on the stuff that they really feel more connected to, or is there something else there?
That really depends what it is.
Yeah.
It really depends. It really depends what it is. Look, step 5 is about food.
Yeah.
If you don't want to do raw food, it's still good to go through step 5, because it motivates and trains you to take that diet on that you want. It teaches you to connect to yourself and put into life what you want. And yes, everything is examples of food and shopping. Everything I use examples of food and shopping, but you don't have to agree on raw food, low-fat raw food. But and I say that in the course as well. If you're not into meditation in the way I do it, if you don't like, you know, my voice talking you through it, take another one. So if you're at step 4 and you're like, I love that, but I don't want to listen to Wendy every day, or you don't have to listen to my meditation. But I put 3 in there, and I really encourage everybody to do them at least once, because I also explain how it works and how you can do it, how you can channel energy, how you can channel energy from Mother Earth, how you can work with Earth, how you can work with the sun, how you can work with source energy. And after that, you can do it yourself. And you can find somebody else that is putting out a free YouTube video, or has, I don't know what, if that's your thing, and focus more on how to do that and become an energy healer. Or you're really attracted to this and you go like, all right, Wendy, teach me how to be energy theta healer. So you're more than welcome. I have 3 practical workshops, and 3 times 2 hours, and you're done. You can go, you know, it's working. It's so short. It's only 6 hours to teach somebody who never saw or felt energy in their whole life to become a healer. 6 hours only. And I'm 41, and the years pass, and I'm like, there's still people who never know what it is. Like, I'm surprised every time that people are like, oh wow, that sounds cool, you do energy healing. Like, it's like some mystic thing they never heard, and it's like a scary, maybe interesting thing. And I'm like, oh, yeah. But okay, well, come on, come over here. I'll teach you how to do it. I am very pragmatic. I'm very practical. I'm very direct. I just, you know, and I don't do drugs or stuff. So that, I just want to say that, because there are a lot of people who say, oh, come do it with me. And they give you, I don't know, plant medicine, but that's not my thing. And you can travel astral world. I can take you with, I can take you to your past life, but I prefer to take you there where you want to go. And if you encounter any challenges or blockages along the way, I'll help you, talk you through it. And you are doing the work. You are connecting to yourself, and I just talk you through it. I'm the guide. Yeah,
guiding. Exactly. And does it go into some of that in the course, or is that a little bit more in personal consultation?
that goes in the course,
Yeah.
but what is in the course is not personal. So I do teach people how to find their blockages, but it just, you know, if you can go really deep into that, or you can scratch the surface. So yeah, I've been doing that with people in groups, one-on-one.
Yeah.
And I
know we did that a little bit in
sorry.
No, my apologies. I know we went into that a little bit when we hung out in UK at the UK Fruit Fest. Now, wow, that must have been like 5 years ago now, or 4 years ago. I'm not sure. Time's crazy, but that was,
I don't know.
really cool. We had a nice little personal chat and session, which was really, really helpful and very uplifting. Felt very, very good.
Yeah, thanks. Cool. Yeah, thanks. Yeah. So I teach people how to be an energy healer. Short course. But of course, if you start to do that, and they say, oh, that's what we were talking about, high vibes before. When you start to do that, and you make the decision to become more energy healer, when you make the decision to go 100% raw, and you have made it, and you know it's wired in, that's your decision, and that's not going to change back. Your vibration raises, and blockages, challenges automatically come up. Everything that is in your aura, everything that's emotion, old pains that are locked in your body, they're going to come out. Yeah. And you're going to experience old traumas or old physical issues like rashes or something that you had in the past come back. Yeah. And usually that is what I help people one-on-one with, because that just requires, doesn't have to take long, can do 1 or 2 hours, but that takes a little bit more attention. Yeah. Because the brain and the body are so trained to run away from those that it's really good to have some help. Yeah. From somebody to guide you to that place. And that's more in the one-on-one sessions. But I've also had feedback from people in the group sessions that they were able, oh, I saw that and I cleaned up this and was so happy. And I was like, oh, that's really cool. I'm really glad.
That's awesome. That's so awesome. I think that's something that is often overlooked within, you know, the health and healing and raw food community. And oftentimes people put out and portray the kind of thought that, you know, you make some shifts, then it's just rainbows and puppy dogs wagging their tails and just like, you know, just endless energy right away, right at the first step, you know, and it's like, yeah, there's a little bit more to go through and a little bit more is probably going to come up. Yeah, you bring in that high vibe and stuff. It's going to shake out the stuff that isn't really suiting you and is vibing and trying to bring you down, right? And it's
Totally. And I am a person that when sees a challenge like that, I'm enthusiastic about it. Yeah. Even though I have all this sadness and pain and chaos, and I'm like, I want to go out. I still have another part of my awareness at that moment going, yes, yeah. I'm cleaning up, I'm moving, a higher vibration, I'm coming. Because every time you go a higher vibration, I just call it like that. If you have a better word, yeah. It's okay. Every time you have a higher vibration, you experience life more beautiful. You are more happy throughout the day. You feel more energy throughout the day. You feel in a way in control of your life, even though you're not trying to control anything. You're actually letting go. Releasing. But by letting go, you feel more in control and you're more happy. And that is actually, that is what I want to give to people and say, look, it can be like that. We just never learned that. Yeah. School, our parents forgot to tell you that this is how life works. Yeah. And so, yeah, that's, I think to really wire that in, it took me some years, you know. I changed so much in 2019 as well. I can't put that in a 7-day step, but I can give you an insight and I can bring the awareness and the small steps to take, and they will help you, you know.
Yes, sometimes that's exactly what it just requires, right? Is having somebody who's gone before to be able to say, hey, this is okay, and what about this, you know, and bring up some little things to get you to think on and introspect a little bit deeper. And, you know, that acceptance is just so dang key. Acceptance of the moment, you know, and acceptance of what is and acceptance of what is coming up, and a little bit of introspection into how can this be applied into my life? How can I let go of this? How can I, you know, accept this even deeper? So
yeah, and this acceptance is that letting go part. And when you're able to completely let go, automatically you step in surrender. And I can promise you, I am not in surrender most of my time in the day. But when it does happen, it's amazing.
Yeah.
And it's been happening like 2019. I think that's when we met, or 2018, 19, beginning of 2020. That almost those year and a half, I was every day, most of the time, stumbling in that surrender, and I was just in complete faith of the existence. And I made so much progress, and it was really, really beautiful. After came new layers, you know, and then now I'm able to have even more awareness than I have then, and I have to choose to want to surrender. And that's why the first step is making a decision and choosing where you want to go, because the willpower, that's the biggest gift that source or universe that gives to the people, you know. It even says in the Bible, willpower is our greatest good, and it really is. That is what determines what is going on in your life, and nothing else. Nobody else, no circumstance, no outside world. And you can blame them, but that's not choosing willpower. That is choosing victim.
Absolutely, and that's an energy drain as well. You know, it's a victim vampire kind of energy, right? And
who wants to be a victim? Just decide you're not a victim. Whatever happened, like we lost everything with the truck.
It doesn't matter what happens to you; it's how you act. If you choose to react or consciously act, right? And I think it's just so beautiful that you shared, you know, that you have had challenges surrendering. I think a lot of people need to hear that, because obviously this is something you've been working on and growing through for like nearly 2 decades. And, you know, it's a big focus of yours, but it sounds like it's not just a straight line, you know, like there's a little bit of a dance to it, and sometimes a little bit here, sometimes a little bit there, and some reminders along the path, and, you know, teaching it and sharing it and growing in it yourself as well, which it's that journey, right? It's that journey that, no matter where we're at.
There's so many pictures about that, like where you think you're going, where you're really going.
You know? We all need that reminder at times, right? Like we can be up on that mountaintop feeling pretty, then all of a sudden we might crash down for a little while and get wrapped up in some thoughts or some dramas and forget to come back to ourselves and, you know, not be swayed by all the outside winds around us.
Totally. And that is why in the course I focus on the spiritual aspect, the physical body aspect, as well as really the cognitive aspect of the thinking. The moment you're not in surrender, you're using your brain a lot. So you better be prepared, and you have some tools how to use that brain, you know? So, is that covering it a little bit? Do you have a little bit an idea of?
Absolutely. No, I really appreciate you going deep into this, and I think, you know, not only have we given a good overview of some of the main key aspects of the course and given some tools for people to actually enact from right here, you know, but also doesn't give so much that people think, well, maybe I don't need to, like, this gives the perfect amount, you know, wet the mouth and give good information and things people can use right now so that they'll really want to dive in, you know. And I think right now is the absolute best time, of course, because it's a ridiculous deal being all together with 39 other resources just for $50 for this limited time, right? So yeah, I would definitely encourage everyone, if they haven't checked out the bundle yet, to check it out in Wendy's link in her bio or otherwise mine. There's a lot more info on the main page there too that has like a nice 5-minute video that just totally shares everything about the generalization of the bundle, and the live schedule up in the top right hand of the website too, so you can see all the other lives. I know you're going live a little bit later, and I am too, and I can't believe I'm looking up. I can't believe it's been almost an hour we've been chatting. It's been floating by pretty damn quick, Wendy. It seems to happen with us.
Can you imagine what happened, you know, making videos like that? Like, oh, I'm talking too much now. Okay, stop again. But I think we shared some really cool stuff in this video as well. So for everybody who's just, you know, joined in later and still watching now or clicking through it, I encourage you to go back. Within the story, there is some really, there could be really some recognition, inspiration, but also some tools as well. I think we shared some good stuff.
Absolutely.
And
absolutely. Cat saying, I just had a cold last week. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was thinking about putting that Kundalini yoga inside, but I thought, no, I can't do that. I have to ask you to do that.
maybe next time. You know, I'm blessed by any sharing as well. I love to share my practice. So absolutely, and never, no need to hesitate ever. I'm happy to share or connect on any of that stuff, of course.
Well, thanks so much.
Yeah,
thanks for having me.
Of course,
I
absolutely.
hope we channeled the energy correctly, that it indeed, what Amanda says, it felt like a few minutes. Well, if you channel your energy correct, that's how life feels, you know? When you're having fun, time flies. And we're trying to have a lot of fun in life. So thank you. I had a lot of fun. I really appreciate giving me this space to ask me all these questions.
Absolute pleasure. Absolute pleasure. Absolutely. Do you have a couple of moments? There's a couple of questions here, statements. Do you mind if we kind of go into some of those a little bit? Or you got to go pretty quick?
I think I have another live. Let me check.
Okay.
I can do some minutes.
Okay. I know Catch Cat, some of this applies, some of it doesn't. Catch Cat is saying she had a flu last week out of nowhere, and she's been eating raw vegan for many weeks now, so it was weird that it happened. You know, we were talking before about things coming up. What do you think about the energetics of that? Couple weeks raw and a flu coming up. Is that something crazy and strange? Should that never happen?
Well, energetically, I can't really pinpoint it right now, but physically it's really normal. I mean, it's you're, like I said, we were raising our vibration, and your body is cleaning up the lymph physically faster than it was doing before. And it happens at the same time. So raising the vibration plus physical bodies. When you meditate and you get flu symptoms, I sometimes get flu symptoms when I had a really long, deep meditation. Because it raises the vibration, and lymphatic, my body is dumping toxins literally outside. So cleaning up emotionally and cleaning up physically goes hand in hand. Absolutely.
Yeah, no separation at all. Savinart was saying, this is totally out and related, but I'll answer it real quick. When you soak chickpeas, do they always stay a little bit crunchy compared to boiling? You can freeze them, and it actually softens them a little bit in between, but they're not going to be quite as soft as boiling chickpeas. But that's my little tip for that. That's the only two questions actually I see here recently. And thanks again so much, Wendy, for joining me here, and also for being a part of the bundle and pouring your heart and soul into the course and launching it as a part of the bundle. Lisa, everyone who's a part of the bundle really appreciates that for sure. And I know a lot of people are going to be diving in and utilizing and growing through your course here. So again, I just want to thank you, and thank you for coming on and being on my Instagram here, and also on YouTube if you're watching this on YouTube afterwards. Yeah, I'll be saving this video on my channel and my Instagram as well. So it's really been a pleasure, and well, let's catch up soon. Absolutely. And hey, just for the last bit, where can everyone find you in case they are seeing it on my YouTube channel? I'll have some links below, but you know, where are you all at? Where are you sharing from? Okay, so if you want to catch up on me and whatever I'm doing, you have to go there. Dutch Fruit Festival. There we go. Yeah, share a little bit about the Dutch Fruit Festival in general. That's beautiful. So it's over there, dutchfruitfestival.nl. I don't know if it's mirrored for you, but it's mirroring for me. Yep. That's what I'm hosting 21 of July. Yep. We're almost full already. I'm like, I'm awesome. Not promoting, and I'm just seeing orders coming in. Like, no fear, Wendy. You can do it. You can host everybody. There's enough space. There's enough room. Tent space. Huh? Tent space. Tent space. Tent, like intense. No, it's a venue with rooms for 2, 3, 4 people. We can have some tents, but it's not a camping. No. And there's a bathroom and stuff for camping people. You can bring a fan, that's also fine. Yeah. But if I have 50 people bringing a fan in a venue that can host 50 people, we'll have a little problem in the dining room. So we have to be outside in the tent. Yeah. But this is all possible. So we can have 100 people there, but yeah, I think we're just going to keep it limited again. At some point, I'm going to say we're full for me not to be overwhelmed. Unless you want to come and like help out, you know, organize some people, do some kitchen stuff. Behind the scenes. Watermelon Lime is saying, where in NL is it? And what is the website for that? Because it is hard to read, at least for me, backward. So I would just do here, Dutch Fruit Festival. Yeah. DutchFruitFestival.com. Yeah. Well, I think
.com will direct you to .nl as well.
Oh yeah, yes, .nl. Yes.
Yeah, I think I have both.
DutchFruitFestival.nl.
Yeah. And my handle on Instagram, you can see Healthy by Wendy.
Yeah.
And I got Healthy by Wendy as well. That's where the course is hosted. And that's .com.
Okay.
That's .com. And also on Facebook. And that I can put my name here if you want. Wendy.
Absolutely.
Van der Grinten. So that's my name. Wendy van der Grinten. I thought that's kind of difficult for people to pronounce. They thought it Wendy van der Grinten or something like that. So I thought I'd just make Healthy by Wendy. It's easier for people to pronounce.
I'll admit I have a hard time pronouncing it, but I have a hard time pronouncing a lot of things, except for a few Canadian words that others can't pronounce. But yeah, and being out in Sweden, it's very painfully obvious how bad my pronunciation is. People laugh a lot, and I'm okay with that because I like seeing people laugh.
Yeah. So whenever people want to look me up through the Dutch Fruit Festival, there's you can go in the website, and then there's like a form. You can say hello Wendy and send, and then it sends a message to me, and we can connect. You can get newsletters to be informed on when there is a raw vegan bundle or when I'm going to the Fruit Fest, and also share about other festivals and retreats that I know about or going to, or yeah, so that people are like, oh yeah, cool, maybe I can't go to the Netherlands, but I can go to Austria or Portugal or something like that. And I know there's even a guy that wants to do something in Sweden as well. So
yeah,
let's see.
Oh, Axel maybe, hey? Maybe Axel, yeah.
Yeah. And do it. I told her to connect with you and say, go do it.
Yes, we have been talking a little bit, and I'm sure there'll be more talks about that in the near future. And talking about that too, the last quick things, I want to respect you and your time. I know you might be getting to a new one. Ronnie Smith from the UK Fruit Fest, he has an entire book just on fruit festivals in the bundle that goes into, no matter where in the world you are, you can find them, and just to learn more about people coming together with like minds and shared vision. And there's nothing more powerful than coming together in fruit festival and community. So I want to acknowledge that, and also really thank you for doing that for the community, for yourself. I'm sure it feels amazing to be surrounded by so many people, and just for everyone out here. It's awesome.
It does, but I must say I also really enjoy going somewhere else and contributing there, because at the festival a lot of times I'm just working and I forget to,
So many hats and so busy, and that's how it is as an organizer, right?
Yeah, but it comes from the feeling how grateful I was that I went to Ronnie's festival. I was like, okay, we need to have a place where people can come together. Yeah. And if there is not a place in the Netherlands or somewhere else, I'll make one.
Yeah.
So I'll just make one, and I did that.
Yeah.
And that's what I was saying in the course, that comes so natural to me when I say, okay, we do it. Like, that's what I'm saying. For me, yes, exactly. Yeah. I do it. That's how I work.
Yeah.
And well, not everybody works like that. So I unravel the process, and that's what the course is all about.
It sounds like I could probably do it, because I'm often procrastinate, and then do. But it's like, I'll put it aside for a little bit, and then it's like, okay, now.
Yeah, like that.
All in its time and place. Well, thank you again so much, Wendy, and thanks everyone who joined us. I think a lot of people actually stayed for the whole time here. Bless you, Sachi. Great to see you. Thanks so much for the kind comments and for the love and being a part of the bundle as well. I'm excited to talk to you soon. And I'm going to be going live with Happy Raw Rennie in about 53 minutes. So excited for that too.
Cool. Okay. Have a great evening. I thank you so much. See you later.
Sounds good.
Bye,
see you, Wendy. Much love.
Bye.
See you guys.